You going to the dance this weekend?
Yeah, we're planning on it. All right, part 3, final part. We're still trying to get a hold of this Mo guy
I don't
on
think it's happening.
the Mo Radio Show.
Dude, you better tweet Mo and tell him we're very disappointed in the quality
But
that we
sits,
received.
you got to sit these guys this week because we told you to.
I think we should start
Because
out
it's
with
the
the
right
questionnaires.
Well, as Chad has just requested, we're going to start out with the questions because
you probably care more about your questions than who we think you should sit.
Exactly. No, it's not sad.
No, I'm
It's
just kidding.
I'd care more about when I ask questions than when someone
That's why.
tells me
That's why I
something.
thought it'd be nice to.
But
That's true.
we're gonna go with the questions here.
All right, the first one from at M11 Dorencott, which is Maddie, who also won a Browns sticker. He says, should I start Roddy White or Denario Alexander this week?
Well, we actually talked about this one earlier because we had somebody with that issue. Roddy White slowly fallen off this year, it seems. Denario Alexander, pretty consistent since he started. So, I mean, to us, it's a pretty easy pick. Denario Alexander, dude's catching 100.
I would go with Denario Alexander, even though they are playing a tougher matchup this week in Pittsburgh. But Atlanta is playing Carolina. So, honestly, I would still go with Denario Alexander just because he's the number one receiver, and Malcolm Floyd's the only real second-tier or secondary receiver that even is threatening to him right now. But I still think he gets more catches this week.
I know it's late in the season. Pittsburgh's on a must-win because they can't lose anymore if they want to make the playoffs. But I see a letdown because they have not had one all season, and this could be a good week for it. But Denario Alexander in our eyes.
We're going with that. Give us the next one, Dan. Well, here's the other one that we were talking about. The Eric Decker or Chris Givens in a PPR league. With Danny Amendola questionable. That's the key to this whole scenario. Both of them have great matchups, and I was talking to Matty Vincent asked this earlier, M. Vincent. He asked me this earlier, and my answer was you need to check the status of Amendola tomorrow. But I would go with Givens as of now because it looks like Amendola won't play because he's been coming on really strong lately. But if you want the safe bet, if Amendola plays, it could be a letdown. Right. So Eric Decker is going against Tampa Bay. Or no, he's not. He's going against Oakland on the Thursday night game. But why am I so messed up on that? Chris Givens is going against Buffalo. So it's like,
6 half one, half dozen or the other. Did I say it right?
What?
I must not have said it right. It doesn't matter. Chris Givens.
I would go with Chris Givens as of now just because he's going to shred Buffalo. And if Amendola plays, he's going to lose the receptions, but I don't think he will. So I'd go with Chris Givens in a PPR because he had a huge game last week. That was a great game for him. So. Yeah.
I got one here from Mr. Jeff. Sorry if I misenunciate your last name. Swaboni at SWBONI. He's got a question about his lineup. It's not a PPR. He just wants to know who he should start. He can have 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. He's got T. Rich, Jamal Charles, DeMarco Murray, Stephen Ridley, Mikel LaShore, Calvin Johnson. He's also got Eric Decker, Percy Harvin. He's on the IR, so if you're watching this, we got news of this. He's on the IR. He's done for the season. And you got Greg Jennings, who's fresh off his injury as well. Now, tight end, you got Owen Daniels and Myers here. In defense, New England and Green Bay.
What's he want to know? Who he should start?
It's just a better lineup for him.
Definitely go T. Rich Ridley.
Yeah. And then
definitely
Calvin Johnson. I mean, dude's...
You're not sitting Johnson.
No. You're silly.
Jennings.
Greg? Man.
That's a tough one.
You got Randall Cobb out there.
LaShore at flex. I would go Calvin, Decker, put LaShore at flex, and start T. Rich and Ridley. That's my personal opinion. At running backs.
New England or Green Bay's D.
That would be I would not sit T. Rich this week. Or
Or Jennings.
And LaShore is just that's a straight flex dream. That guy was made to, I wouldn't start him as an RB1 or 2, but he's like a flex. If you can get him as your third running back in the lineup, that guy's cash money. So that's my opinion on that.
No homo, I stand firmly behind what Chad says there. But
so like we said, go Decker.
Hopefully that's what you're thinking. If not, put some thought into it. Take what we have to say. I mean, we know what we're talking about for the most part.
We try.
I mean, we've actually got some testimonials on our page stating that we've changed lives. We've changed lives, folks. Lives.
A lot of fantasy money's at stake. We bring it home. We bring home the bacon. I love the bacon. I love bacon. I am not a vegetarian.
And Space City Browns. Vic Ballard sit or play.
He was joking. We told you
Montrell
Owens. I think I had some more. Hold on.
Ricky Hochtiger, we apologize. Or, we don't apologize because, I mean...
Dude, Ricky's the follower, man.
He's
the guy.
I'm sorry to hear that you've lost 4 of your last 5, and you still made the playoffs, which is impressive, which means you started out...
He's got a problem because he wants to start Josh Gordon, but he's checking on Denario Alexander. I'll tweet him right now. Did you get Alexander?
Try to find out. But what I'm going to start into the sits. Maybe we'll get a response from him as we're doing this. But Phillip Rivers is my first sit. If you start him anyways, you might have an issue at quarterback. But
you might have a personal issue.
Yeah. He reminds me of Ryan Leaf. Not because they played for the same team, but it's just he's not very good. But they're going up against Pittsburgh, number 1 pass D in the league, in the world. But You're rude. You're rude. He's going up against Pitt, number 1 pass D in the league. I know we're hyping up Denario over here. Denario could still have a good week, and Phillip Rivers could still throw 5 interceptions. I don't see that actually happening, but Phillip Rivers, he's not going to get a whole lot of passing yards. He'll get the targets out to Denario. But other than that, you can see him throwing for 170 to 220 yards and maybe a touchdown. I wouldn't guarantee it, but sit Phillip Rivers. I think it's a good sit.
My first sit, every single Oakland Raiders running back, put him on the bench. They're going against Denver this week. I confirmed it with sources. Multiple people from ESPN just called me. Actually, Michael Lombardi just called me and told me that they were playing Denver.
We can't even get a hold of Mo.
That's just straight disappointing to me. But anyways, first time against them this year. Run DMC went for 13 carries, 34 yards. He's questionable this week, so is Marcel Reese. You want to sit them both. Marcel Reese got shut down by the Browns last week. I do not see either one of those guys being very effective. So even if Tywan Jones, the tattoo artist from Youngstown that we thought he was, starts, still all of them. You don't want to know why? Denver's only allowed 5 rushing touchdowns all year. These guys aren't going to do it against them. Sit them on the bench. Safe bet. And you want to go to my next one, Dan?
I am actually ready.
Okay.
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush. Where the hell did your life go? It went and came. Boom, boom. Reggie Bush.
San Francisco 49ers. Pretty good defense, wouldn't you say? Yeah, not too bad, especially against the run. I believe they are, I think it's number 1 against the rush. Reggie Bush, he shows a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
They're not number 1 against the rush. Tampa Bay is, but they are close.
Really?
Yes.
When did this happen? 2 weeks ago, probably?
I'm just stating the facts, Dan. But they're close.
I appreciate it because
I would still not start Reggie Bush because he has not done shit since week 2 when he had that huge outburst.
30 points. But I'm glad Chad keeps me in check here because I actually cheated today on my research. I would rather play Flick Home Run on my iPhone today. I know, guys, I know. But Reggie Bush, San Francisco, not a good matchup. They're just going to shut them down. Who is their second running back? Daniel Thomas?
For Miami? Yeah. I thought you were talking about San Francisco.
And
Kendall
Tannehill, I know I was harping on him earlier, but they're not copacetic right now. They're not really jiving. But San Francisco, they're going to shut down Bush. They're going to shut down Tannehill. It's just going to be a shutdown game. I could see one of those 28, 35 nothing games, really.
It's like watching a movie in Colorado.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's going to be an ugly game.
I'm done.
What? No. That was just...
You got Larry Fitzgerald, huh?
Well, before that, I got Dwayne Bowe. Do not start Dwayne Bowe this week because he's going against Cleveland. Joe Hayden. There's a reason this team is 4-3 when Joe Hayden plays. It's Lockdown Joe.
It's called luck.
No, it's Lockdown Joe. The guy was once legally blind. Did you know that? Dwayne Bowe was legally blind in high school. Now he's just legally blind at the end zone. The guy hasn't scored a touchdown since week 5. So you don't count. If you're starting him in your playoff game this week, if you made the playoffs and you have Dwayne Bowe, God bless you. Sit him on the bench, start Denario Alexander. Pick Denario Alexander up off the waiver wire, please. Do yourself justice and win. It's not about names. Dwayne Bowe ain't doing nothing. But I'd be surprised if he gets over 50 yards against Cleveland. Because they shut down Daenerys Moore. It had absolutely nothing last week. So did Hayward Bay. And they shut down Mike Wallace. He had what? Like 1 catch for -2 yards against Cleveland?
6 catches all year.
Okay. But I'm just saying, when Joe Hayden plays, that secondary is just like reborn. The whole second, he's like the defensive quarterback. Just like when Ray Lewis is out for Baltimore, you see a huge difference. It's kind of the same deal. Not comparing Joe Hayden's impact to Ray Lewis at all, but I'm just saying, for that team, he's the shot caller. When he's out, that team does not play the same as when he's there. So he's healthy, he's ready to go. Kansas City's not going to do nothing this week. So sit Dwayne Bowe. You're not going to do the Ravens defense.
I'm going to do that.
Larry Fitzgerald's the next one. You want to play the big name game? Go ahead. Start him. Lose. Burn in ashes of the fantasy playoff format. But fact is, the guy has not done anything. 5 total catches over the last 3 games. And he was, what, probably a 2nd round, 3rd round pick for a lot of people.
He's still starting in 80% of leagues.
There's... You people disgust me. I don't have nothing really to say. He's going against Richard Sherman this week. Probably his toughest matchup of these last... The 3 games that he caught the 5 passes in the last couple weeks, this matchup is way tougher for that. I mean, he might catch 2 or 3 just because he's Larry Fitzgerald, but Ryan Lindley's the quarterback. Rookie 6th round pick, so don't expect much. Sit him on the bench. Play it safe. You want to win, America. You want to win. Do not start Larry Fitz.
And lastly, on our sits, the Ravens defense. They are facing the Washington Redskins, who have actually the 4th most productive offense in the league. Ravens are, as I stated in our first podcast, they are depleted. They have Ray Lewis is out. Ed Reed's afraid to hit people. Suggs is questionable. They've got injuries. It's just not good. You got Alfred Morris, who's going to run all over them. You got RG3, who can do pretty much the same thing and throw the ball. Sit the Ravens D. Just sit them. I think Washington's going to win this, and it's not going to.
They look like Oprah Winfrey. Well. It just does not look good. Just sit them on the bench.
And on the ground game, they give out more handouts than Obama. It's a fact.
Don't wear hoodies in Florida.
You got a bloody nose.
I do?
No.
Oh, all right. Chris Johnson, Fantasy Factor. This is the last little segment we got. What do you got, Dan?
They are playing in Indianapolis.
What are you saying?
I'm saying 30. I'm saying 19 points.
19.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what's going on in my hand.
I'll go with 12. I'll say touchdown, 50 yards.
That's what we're saying.
We are the fantasy staple. We appreciate your questions that everybody asked us. We are very unprofessional, and we don't care.
We changed up the segments this week. That's why we're all kinds of out there right now. We're not used to this. We're used to just shooting straight through it, getting it done.
No bukkake.
Oh my god. But yeah, we're not used to splitting it up. That's why we're kind of haywire. We're not used to this, but hopefully it gets better. If it doesn't, let us know.
If it doesn't, we're just going to back to the old
We will
ways.
revert. We'll
go back to the caveman, straight through 24-minute segments. Shout out to Ricky Hawk Tiger. Shout out to Space City Browns fan, at Browns fan 32, loyal followers. They love us. Shout out to Matt Dorencott.
Trash Can Trevor.
Shout out Trash Can Trevor. He'll probably never watch this, but new follower.
And Bud Light.
And Disney Channel if they want to actually.
And Buffalo Wild Wings. Why don't you ever? You never retweet me.
You are a bunch of punk ass.
I don't think
bitches.
it's a real person.
Buffalo Wild. Fuck you, Buffalo Wild Wings.
I spent a lot of money there.
I don't care. Their Asian zing is delicious, but I will.
Mango habanero, man. Have you ever had it?
I
will slap you in the mouth.
I have not, but they've just disappointed me this whole year.
But again, the
eat
fantasy
apples.
staple.
You need to eat apples. They're good for your body. You poop.
Stay hydrated. Drink water, and I like yogurt with honey.